Hello, hello, hello everyone. It is Teresa from Teresa's Spot for Art, where I love sharing art from my heart and teaching you guys how to create a little joy in your life through some simple, fun, and quick art projects. How is everyone today? Good morning to you. So as I talk about them, we will have it. So good morning. I'm painting this pumpkin. So I got this pumpkin from Michael's. It's about, I don't know, 12 inches. Let's see. Let me get my ratty ruler here. Not even, maybe 10 inches tall. These were, when I bought it, it was 40% off. Of course, they're 70% off now, but whatever. So I'm painting this. You cannot turn this unless you, well, you can't put a candle in this. You could turn it into a jack-o'-lantern. I might do a fun floral here and then a jack-o'-lantern on one side. You can use a battery-operated tea light for this. You cannot use a candle. This will melt. This will catch on fire. Public service announcement, y'all. Okay, let me make some room. I have wiped this down with alcohol. Change my view. There we go. I have wiped this down with alcohol. You want to get the grime, the dust. Now I'm wiping it. I shouldn't be doing that. The grime, the dust, the oils from your fingers, even though I just, rubbed it anyway, off of it. But we're good. I have out just some fun colors. I have some greens, some yellows, a brown, and a white, because you always need white. I'm not getting black because, what would I do with black on this black pumpkin? So I'm going to grab one of my brushes in here. I have quite a few. I've been busy painting, you guys. If you want to go over and subscribe to my channel and see what I got going on. There's actually over 300 videos in there. So I'm going to first start out with, I have a dark green and I have this lime green. I don't use this lime green a lot, but it is perfect for Halloween, and especially on this black pumpkin, it makes such a beautiful contrast. So yes, this pumpkin is from Michael's, and when I was in my Michael's the other day, fall stuff is already in the middle of September. I am painting from New York, if anybody wants to know. Fall stuff in my Michael's in New York is already at 70% off. So look how nice, because of the smooth finish, the paint goes on here. Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay. I said I was going to do, I'm going to grab my sponge here. I just want to put a little background up in here. I'm getting a little bit of the light green and a little bit of the dark green. I'm pouncing it on my sponge. I have both colors on my sponge here. And I just want to do a little bit of an effect and carry down like the background. This is the side I'm going to do the florals on. Like I said, I may end up going back in and painting this other side with the florals or the jack-o'-lantern, but we'll see how it goes. Look how cool this lime green paint is. Just, it's almost like glittering. And it's just acrylic paint. It's multi-surface. Today I'm using plaid folk art paints. They're a little bit more heavy bodied, and I thought they would work better on this plastic pumpkin. Okay. So I just put in there. I don't want my, I'm going to turn it on a curve now because I don't want my line to be too harsh and go right around. I want to drag it down a little bit uneven. Okay. So there we go. All right, I'm going to try and hold it and not get paint all over my fingers. All right, love that. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my, I'm trying to hold this. I'm going to go back into my greens. I changed brushes. I got a little bit of a bigger brush here. I'm just going to add some leaves, and then I'm going to put some flowers on here, and we're just going to paint. The hard part about painting on here is the ridges. The ridges want to pull your brush, and so you don't want to hold your brush really, really tight, but you do have to have control over it. I'm just going to put a few of these nice big leaves for the background on here. These are one-stroke technique leaves. I have a beginner course. It's actually 6 modules on my website for one stroke. You can find them at There are beginner leaves, 3 beginner leaves and 3 beginner flowers, and then depending on which class you take, there's a bonus. It's either a pumpkin or a watermelon, but they're on there and they're awesome. They're step-by-step beginner classes, and they come with their own reusable practice sheets. You have to print it out, but I show you how to make them reusable. Little trick of the trade. And they're really fun and simple, and I walk you through step by step how to start creating some of these floral elements yourself. I'm just adding in some filler leaves right now to the background, because I want some in the back, but I will add some into the front too. And then I will put on my flowers. I'm waiting for some of these to dry a little bit. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to add a leaf, add another leaf. There we go. So I have tons of tutorials on my YouTube, but if you want to just pop on my video step by step, all of my videos are like less than 40 minutes long, and they teach you how to do these various strokes that I'm doing to create these leaves and the daisy that I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, so I think I have enough background. See, I think I have enough background up there. I might add more after I do my flowers, and like I said, I think I'm going to do a jack-o'-lantern on that side. So let me clear that off. And I just want to hit this a little bit with my heat gun. You know what would be really funny, you guys, if I had a total meltdown of this pumpkin with my heat gun, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I got this one. I got one of those cream colored pumpkins as well. I'm going to do that one on a different live, but I also think I'm going to do that one in blues. I think that would look really cool with, you know how, there's that patina, my favorite color, patina. There's a lot of blue in Halloween this year, and last year too, I think. Wait, here it is. So yeah, I'm going to do that in some blues. So let me just stand that up. All right. The first thing I want to do, I'm just going to use the back of my brush, and I'm just going to put a dot so I know where I want to bring my strokes to. Getting some white on here. And I'm just going to start painting in my daisy strokes. This time I'm using a filbert brush, but you could use a flat brush. Totally up to you. I did an entire live last week on some daisies and bumblebees. I'm not worrying about the middle there because I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. Let me get another center. You don't really have to do the dot. I like to do the dot. I feel like it helps me draw my eye to the middle. It's just like a little tip and trick I like to use. This is why I dried it, because when I come over here on my leaves, I don't want to pick up the green. Oh, that one got a little away from me, huh? Let's just see if I can wipe that off. I might have to add a flower to that. I mean, a leaf to that. I might have to add a leaf to that one. Yep, I think we're going to just add a leaf later. I'll show you how we do that. Good morning, Pam. Maybe I'll put a little bud one up here. I don't care about picking up a little bit of the yellow. I'm trying not to pick up too much green. That's why I hit it with the dryer. And then maybe one more down here. It's hard to keep. This is round and not, well, it's round and not flat, and it's three-dimensional. So it's hard for me to eyeball where I need to be. If it was flat and I could see the whole thing, I would know exactly where I'm going to put the next element. I could have come in and dabbed a little bit of chalk to where I wanted to put stuff, but yeah, I like to be a little wild, unpredictable with my painting. Okay, so there we go. What do you guys think? Let me turn you around. That's what we have so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, you can use the Deco Art paints. I'm using Plaid Folk Art paints. Thank you, Karen. Nice to see you. I'm using Plaid Folk Art paints. They're a little bit more heavy bodied, and I just feel like they'll have better coverage on the black pumpkin because it's black. If I was using white with Deco Art, I might have to do 2 coats. So I'm just trying to save myself some time. I'm giving it a gander. I might do one more bud right here. Then I'm going to go back in, I'm going to add in some filler flowers and some more filler leaves. There we go. All right, let me wash my brush. I'm going to get out this pouncer. I'm going to go into my gold. This is really a plaid yellow ochre. And I'm going to pick up some bright yellow and some of this yellow ochre yellow. And now I'm going to just come in here and I'm going to pounce in my centers. Look at that. Again, I'm going to pick up some gold, some of the bright yellow, and I'm going to pounce in my centers. That's why it didn't matter. I liked that dot for placement, but it didn't really matter if I went all the way into the center or not, because here we are covering it up. And then for the buds, you want to just do like a gumdrop. There's one, and there's two. Who likes those gumdrop candies with like the hard sugar on them? All right. Okay. I'm going to go back to my smaller. Wait, let me get my liner brush first. I have a little bit of dark brown here. And I'm going to dip in my dark brown. And I want to just put a few speckles in here for the center. Again, into my dark brown. I'm anchoring my hand where I don't have paint, hopefully, on my pumpkin. And I'm just dabbing in some of these dark spots for the center of my daisy. Up here too, on this one too. There we go. We want to take a little bit of this white and just add a little bit of highlight up here to the stem. And then I'm going to get my smaller flat brush. Thank you, Connie. Thank you. So if you guys are not following me on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. Used to do one video a month. Now I'm like doing one video or 2 videos a week. This is a new one if you're into Halloween. That's up there on my YouTube channel. And then this one, isn't that fun? I love the books. So I'm going to be doing more of these with the books. You can leave the black cat out, whatever you want to do. Those are up there on my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, please do. That would really help me out. I'm like 50 away from my goal, so I would love you guys to help me out. Anyway, okay, back to business here. Let me turn you guys around. So here we go. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of this green. I'm going to add a little yellow to it. Get that nice and worked in there. Okay. And then, so here, I messed up here. I don't like that, so I'm just going to come right in here. I'm just going to add a couple of leaves. That's it. Don't have to worry about it. I'm not fretting over it. Cleared right up. There you go. Don't like it? Add a leaf. These buds, I like to put, because your buds aren't just hanging out here, I like to put a stem and then a little leaf on the buds. Okay? Kind of bury the stem into the rest of the design and then add a little leaf to the stem. The flowers you're looking at from the top will go to you, page. Thank you, Connie. The link is up there. You might already be Pam. You might be Pam. The link is up in the top. I posted it when we first hopped on. So I like to give the buds a stem, but the large flowers, you're technically looking at them from above, so you don't really need to do that. And I'm just going to add a little bit more of the fillers. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the purple, because I just think the purple is going to pop on here as well. I tend to be a little bit of a minimalist, but when there's no rules, there's no right or wrong, there's no art police. And so when you're doing your art, do whatever you want. You want 1,000,000 leaves, put 1,000,000 leaves. You only want a few leaves, only put a few leaves. You want to do purple leaves, do purple leaves. Which, that's what reminds me. So let me wash this. I'm going to get out a little bit. I had some before. Let's see if this works. This is an experiment, you guys. Like I said, it's art. It can't be wrong. This is floating medium. It is a clear gel. It's basically what is in the body of paint before you add any color. Barbara, you too can paint like this. Let me give you a little pep talk. I am 57 years old. I didn't start painting clouds in my 40s. I am not officially trained. I did not go to art school. I did not go to graduate school for art, anything like that. I simply joined an adult ed class at my local high school in my 40s just to like chill, just to hang out and chill, and was like, I like this. So I am now a Donna Dewberry one-stroke certified painter. I love it, but you don't have to have creativity in you. It comes with practice, and this is definitely something you can learn. This is definitely something you can learn. Yes. Do I know that people are born with art and creativity down to their very soul? Yes, ma'am, they are. But you don't have to be. You just want to have to learn and let yourself do it. It took me a while to become very free. I was very rigid in my painting, and it took me a while to become very free in my painting. But now that I love it. So I just mixed a little bit of this purple. This is called Perfect Purple. I think it's Perfect Purple. Nope, it's Violet Pansy. I mixed a little bit of this. I wanted to have a little bit of a clearness to it, and I'm just going to add in, they're almost like little shadow leaves here and there into my design. I'm going to tuck them in, just putting them here and there. They kind of just like glow. It's just a little bit of a hint of color. Not too much purple because I mixed it with the floating medium. And I'm just coming in here and I'm painting in a few of these. I'm using a really big brush because these are just almost translucent. And I'm just adding these in here. Again, I need to take a gander so I can see what I'm doing. Sorry if you guys can't see. Pick up a little bit more, maybe add one down in here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to add stems to these, but when I add the stems, I'm going to do them with the solid purple. So they'll stick out a little bit. Bring my design this way a little bit. Okay. Now I want to grab my liner brush. I'm going to rinse and dry it off. So yeah, I have been painting, wow, God, it's going to be almost 20, well, no, 40, 50, almost 20 years soon. Jeez. Time flies, right, peeps? So now I'm just taking the solid purple and I'm adding in just little stems into the middle of our leaves. Sorry, did I miss any? Yeah, over here, this whole group. There we go. All right. Did you put anything on it? I did not put anything on it. I cleaned it with alcohol. A lot of times when I paint on hard plastic or glass, I will clean it with alcohol. You want to get off the dust. You want to get off the fingerprints. You want to get the oil from your hands off of there. So no. And then I will probably paint it with a clear coat. Some kind of clear coat, matte clear coat, like the Mod Podge or Rust-Oleum or Krylon or something. Now because this is Halloween, I'm just going to do a little bit. I'm going to get some white here. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide some stuff up in here, okay? Let's see. Let's see if you guys can guess what I'm putting in here. Just a few. 1, 2, 3. I'll put another set up here. I want both my bottoms and my tops to be a little bit rounded. So I flipped my brush. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we'll put some down here too. Okay. Oh, ladybug. Good guess. Good guess. There we go. I'm going to grab I need a little bit of black. I didn't think I would need black because I was on my black pumpkin, but I decided to add these little detail in here. I'm going to use the back of my brush. I'm going to go to each of my whites, and I'm going to add in this black part. Again, I'm resting the palm of my hand here, trying not to get full of paint or smear anything. It is so much easier when you're trying to draw a little circle or an oval to control the shape if you use the back of the brush. So this way, when you use the back of the brush, you dip it in the paint and you just go for it, and it's much, much easier to control, especially if you're doing dots or little ovals or whatever. Obviously, you couldn't do a big giant circle, and I wouldn't use it to do the centers of my flowers, but it is much easier when you're just doing little dots. Look how pretty those purple, they just kind of like sparkle a little bit. Oops, I'm going to go back to my liner brush. I'm going to dip in my white. And I'm gonna go back in, I'm gonna add white. Little eyes peering out. Making a little bit fun for Halloween. I know a lot of people aren't into Halloween. We're into Halloween here in this family. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, and that is fine. Look how cute they look. I could paint all day. Too bad I have responsibilities and I have to be an adult. Right? Ugh. Isn't that so cute? Okay, I am going to switch you around now. I'm going to try not to get full of paint. I'm going to grab a piece of chalk and I'm going to show you guys how we're going to use and paint a jack-o'-lantern on this side. Do you guys, who still carves pumpkins? Do you guys remember carving pumpkins? Who carves pumpkins with their grands? I have carved pumpkins with my great nieces recently. Okay, let's get a little bit of orange. So the best part of, I know, darn right. The best part of carving pumpkins, you guys, we always cook the pumpkin seeds. Love, love, love pumpkin seeds. Okay, get a little brush. Okay, I put some chalk marks on here, and obviously because my pumpkin's black, it's gonna be more of an opposite. So I'm gonna get my orange, and I'm just gonna start filling in my shapes. Now orange is always one of those colors. It doesn't matter what brand paint you're using. Orange always, always, always needs a second coat. I don't know what it is. It doesn't really matter what brand paint you use. Maybe if you use like a really expensive artist paint that comes in a tube and is really thick to get out like toothpaste. I don't know, because I don't use that real expensive paint. I use this good quality paint, Deco Art or Plaid Folk Art. But, so I don't know. But anyway, yes, orange, more than likely. Oh, I love that. More than likely, orange will in fact always need a second coat. So this is a little base coat right now. I'm gonna have to go back over. Second coat. Again, this, if you came on late, this pumpkin was from Michael's. I got it for 40% off, but they are now at 70% already. Mid-September and Halloween is already at 70% off. So they're totally worth it. I have a cream one. I'm gonna paint that with blues. And I'm just right now adding a second coat to where I'm doing the jack-o'-lantern mouth and jack-o'-lantern face. So that's what we have so far. I just want to smooth this out. I'm going to hit this as well with the dryer. The second coat, well actually it's the third coat now. It'll work much better that I dried it a little bit. I could have waited. I could have dried the first coat and then only had to have 2 coats, but I was being a little impatient. And there's nothing fancy to this. You guys got the fanciness on this side. Nothing fancy to this. I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to add some highlights and it'll look cute. I could have done the design around the whole thing in the front, the whole front part, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit. This way, when the time comes, when I decorate, which I don't decorate till October 1st, it's not done, but I can put this out, and then when Halloween's over, I can turn it around, and then I can have this out. Even with the eyes, I think it'll be fine. Okay, so let me get some, we're pretty good for time. Okay, I'm gonna get some white. I just wanna come in, add some white to my shapes. You want to, when you do your eyes, you want to do your highlights or your dots or whatever to the same side. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to add a dot and a dot. And I'm going to add a dot and a dot. And then I'm just going to get some white again and do a little bit of outlining on my mouth. Put a little highlight up here too on his nose. And then we got a cute little jack-o'-lantern. Cute, right? Anyway, there we have it. And on this side, you can cut a hole in the bottom of these. These are flammable though. If you were going to coat, it would need a light bulb. You would need to do either a light bulb or a battery operated tea light or something. And then here's the other side where I just did some daisies and these really cool shadow leaves in the back and some eyes peeking out. So, thank you for joining me, you guys. If you're not following me on YouTube, please do. Got tons of videos there. And you can watch me all day. Love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.